Hey everyone, I hope you are all doing well. For today's tutorial, we're going to be making the WhirlWind crop top, and you're going to need a light worsted weight yarn. This one is We Are Knitters Pima Cotton. You're also going to need a 3.5mm crochet hook, as well as scissors and 2 stitch markers. You're also going to need your tapestry needle, of course, but I did not find mine while making this video, so it's not shown. So we're going to start off this project by creating a magic loop, and right here you just see me twisting it around my thumb, my middle and my index finger, and then taking my crochet hook, inserting it in between, wrapping it, and grabbing the end of the yarn that's still attached to the ball and pulling it through that loop that I created. If you're having trouble creating a magic loop, you could go ahead and chain 3, slip stitching into that third chain of your chain 3 and working into that space, and that's a alternative to creating a magic loop. But I'm going to do that again for you. I'm going to wrap it around my index finger and my middle. I'm going to hold that with my thumb and using my pinky and my ring finger as a grip, pushing that hook through, wrapping it around to create that loop, and then pulling the end of the yarn that's still attached to the ball through that loop. So I'm going to go ahead and create a chain 3, and the chain 3 at the beginning of the round counts as our first double crochet. So from there on, we're going to crochet 17 double crochet around that loop, not that loop, around the magic loop that we created. So at this point we have our 18 double crochets, which includes the chain 3 at the beginning of the round. And now I'm going to pull onto the end that is not attached to the ball of yarn, and that will close up the loop that we had created with our magic loop. Okay, so at this point we're going to join our work by slip stitching into the third chain of the chain 3. So go ahead, take your hook and get in there. This part could be a little bit hard, especially if you made that chain 3 a little bit tight, but take your time and get through it. So now we're going to begin our third round. I can't say round. So for the third round, we're going to again start with a chain 3 plus 1, so a chain 4, and that chain 4 counts as our first double crochet as well as our chain 1. And from there we're going to double crochet in each space. We're then going to chain 1, and I'm sorry I'm a little bit off camera, so I'm going to do that again for you. After the double crochet, we chain 1, and then in the next double crochet space we're going to do another double crochet, and the pattern continues of chaining 1 and then double crochet in the next space. So do not be fooled, do not skip any space. We're working in every space, but we're adding an extra stitch with that chain 1 space, if that makes sense to you. So you're going to continue working that pattern. Right here I'm just speeding through it a little bit, but as you can see we're going fully around, making sure to double crochet and then chain 1, and in the pattern I do let you know how many you're supposed to have at each round, because it's easy to kind of make a mistake. So at the very end of this round we're going to double crochet in that last double crochet space, chain 1, and then slip stitch into the third chain of the chain 4. So go ahead and insert your hook in there. Like I said, it could be a little tight. Just be patient. Go ahead and yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. We're going to start our next round by slip stitching into that first chain 1 space. We're going to follow that by chaining 3, and then we're going to double crochet in that same chain 1 space that we just slip stitch in. Then you're going to chain 1, skip the double crochet, and then you're going to crochet 2, double crochet in that chain 1 space. Go ahead and chain 1, skip the double crochet, and work 2 double crochets in the chain 1 space. And you're going to repeat that pattern, chain in 1, skipping the double crochet, and placing 2 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. So to begin the next round, we're going to slip stitch between the first set of double crochets. Then we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to double crochet in between that first set of 2 double crochets. Then you're going to chain 1, you're going to skip 3 spaces, which is the double crochet, the chain 1, and the following double crochet, and then you're going to go ahead and place 2 double crochet stitches between the 2 sets of double crochet from the previous round. So again, you're going to continue with that pattern of chaining 1, skipping the 3 stitches, and placing the double crochet between the 2 sets of double crochet from the previous round. So you're going to continue doing that until you reach the end of the round. So we're going to end our round placing that last double crochet in between that last set of 2 double crochets. Then we're going to chain 1 and slip stitch into the 3rd chain of the chain 3 to join our work. We're going to start the round by chaining 3. Then we're going to double crochet in the next stitch from the previous round. Then we're going to chain 2, skip that chain 1 space, and then crochet 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 double crochet stitches from the previous round. So go ahead and chain 2, and then we're placing 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 double crochet stitches from the previous round. And you're going to continue doing that until you reach the end of this round. Okay, so to end the round, I'm going to continue the pattern of placing a double crochet stitch in each of the next 2 double crochet stitches from the previous round. Then you're going to end by chaining 2 and slip stitching into the 3rd chain of the chain 3 that started the round. So we're going to start our next round, and that's pretty simple. All you're going to do is chain 3, 1, 2, oops, 1, 2, 3, and now we're just going to place or crochet 1 double crochet in each double crochet stitch and in each chain space. So in each stitch or chain space from the previous round, you're going to place a double crochet in each. And that's all you're doing for this round. So go ahead and do that, and then I'll meet you back at the end of this round. So you've reached the end of this round, and you're going to end it by slip stitching into the 3rd chain of the chain 3 that started the round. For the next round, you're going to chain 3, and then you're going to place or crochet 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 double crochets, and then you're going to chain 2, skip 1 double crochet, and then go ahead and crochet 3 double crochet stitches. Go ahead and chain 2 again, skip 1, and then crochet 3 double crochet stitches. Continue doing that until you reach the end of the round. You're going to end the round by chaining 2 and then slip stitching into the 3rd chain of the chain 3 that started the round. Looks like I made this one a little too tight. There we go. And pull that yarn through both loops on your hook. So this is what your work should be looking like now. Now we're going to be getting into the next round, which is easy again. You're going to just chain 3 and place 1 double crochet in each double crochet stitch, as well as in each chain 2 space. So for the chain 2 spaces, you're going to have 2 double crochets, and for each double crochet you're going to have 1 double crochet stitch in it. Let me rephrase that. For each double crochet stitch from the previous round, you're going to place 1 double crochet for each, and for the chain 2 space you're going to have 2 double crochets, because 1 double crochet will go for each of the chain spaces. So because you have 2 chain spaces, you should have 2 double crochets in that space. So you're going to end the round by slip stitching into the 3rd chain of the chain 3 that started the round. So go ahead and start the next round by chaining 3, and this time we're going to do 3 additional double crochets. And now we're going to chain 2, and then go ahead and make 4 double crochets in total. And then go ahead and chain 2. You're going to end this round the same way as you end the not the last round, but the round before that, with a chain 2 that slip stitches into the 3rd chain of the chain 3 that started the round. And then after this, you're going to do the round of just double crochet. So I think you guys have the idea, so I'm going to meet you back at our 5th row, not our 5th row, but our row where we're doing 5 double crochets and then chaining 2, because we're going to be doing something a little bit different in that row. Okay, so I'll see you guys there. So right now we're doing our round with the 5 double crochets. So we did our chain 2, and now we're making 5 double crochets after we've done our chain 3 with our 4 additional double crochets. So we're going to continue doing that until we have 13 double crochet spaces remaining. So meaning we're not going to work in the last 13 spaces of this round, and the round is going to stop with the last double crochet of a set of 5 double crochets. What I like to do is take my stitch marker, count from the beginning, and I count 13. I'll count from the end, and I count 13 spaces, and this is where I would place my stitch marker. That way, if I'm like a little distracted, I don't forget not to work beyond that stitch marker. So then I go ahead and create my last set of 5 double crochets, 1 in each of the double crochets from the previous round. And that completes our round where we are making our armhole. Basically, I can't say armhole if I don't think about it first. Okay, yeah, so we're just making our armhole and we're going to go ahead and turn our work, and we're just going to continue the pattern of crocheting a double crochet in every space, except we're just not going in the round. We're stopping at either end so that we're not working in our armhole. Okay, so go ahead and do that, and then I'll meet you back at the next round. So for this size, you're going to continue working the pattern of increasing the amount of double crochets between the chain 2 spaces until you have done 7 double crochets in between the chain spaces. What's going to happen is sometimes at the end of your last round, you may need to double up on double crochets in order to make the correct amount. Either way, it does not matter where you put that extra stitch. It's no big deal. Placement is not a concern. And then after you've done that round with 7 double crochets in between the chain 2, you're going to do your last round of double crochets. Following that, you're going to go back to doing 5 double crochets, then chaining 2, 5 double crochets, chaining 2. So that's what I'm working on now, just to speed things up a little bit. So I'm just going around and doing 5 double crochets, chaining 2, and also skipping 2. So normally when we're doing the 5 double crochets, we're chaining 2 and skipping 1, but for our third to last round, we 5 double crochets, chaining 2, as well as skipping 2. So we're going to continue doing that until the end of the round, and then I will pick up with you there. So in our second to last round before the border, we're going to create single crochets. So we're going to single crochet in every space, the double crochet space and the chain spaces. For the chain spaces, remember you need to put 2 single crochet there because there's 2 chain spaces. So normally we're doing double crochets in this round, but we're switching it up to single crochet. So you're going to do that until you reach the end of that round, and then I will get back to you on how to do your border. So we finished our row. We finished our row. I think we call this row since we're not going in the round anymore. That's something to note for the pattern. So we finished our row of single crochets, and now we're going to start our border by creating 2 single crochets, chaining 2, and then working 2 double crochets. I'm going to continue that pattern of chaining 2, working 2 single crochets, and then chaining 2 again, and working 2 double crochets. And you're going to do that until the end of your round. Your row. So we're going to do the very last thing for this pattern. Well, not really, because you still have to make straps, but we're going to chain 50. And for me, that's what feels comfortable around my arms when I put this on. For you, it may be a different number. I encourage you to experiment with that and to just find like a comfortable number for you that fits you correctly. But for me, it's 50. So I'm chaining 50. And what I'm going to do is join it to the opposite end of the work. Okay, so after you do the amount of chains, you take your hook out of that chain, push it in from the area of your work that you want to join it, put that loop through, and then slip it through that area. And then take the yarn over, and pull through. And that's usually the method that I use to prevent it from twisting. So you're going to do the same border that you did at the end of the work, which is single crochet in the next 2 chains, and then you're going to go ahead and do 2 double crochets, sorry for the angle, there you go, 2 double crochets, then you're going to chain 2, and do 2 single crochets. And that's pretty much it. So you continue working that pattern until your straps are complete. And then after that, you'll just need to create a long enough chain to kind of create like a corset front and back, and that will be used to keep your two pieces together. So let me zoom out here a little bit so I could show you. So here is the border for your strap, and there is the chain that I use to create the closing for the top. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and leave any questions or comment suggestions that you have down in the comment section below. I also encourage you to join our my Facebook group. I will be doing a live session 2 days after I publish this on YouTube, so that you could ask any questions that you may anticipate having about this pattern, sizing, so on and so forth. Thank you guys again. Please stay safe. If there's anything I could do to help out, please don't be afraid to ask. Love you guys. Bye.